Is there any message that you would like to give this audience that you haven't said today already?
That I haven't said already. I'm not sure if there's a different message. I'll just, when people come to me and say, I want to start homeschooling, the first thing I tell them is define success for you. And I've touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Find your definition of success. Why are you homeschooling? And what does it look like to you to succeed in that?
Yeah.
I think in work and parenting too. What's your definition of success as a parent? Is it that your children, or a homeschooling mom, is it that your children have gotten good grades? Is it that they've graduated from high school and they're going to a prestigious college, they've got a good job, and they're providing financially for their family? If that's your definition of success, you're going to go this route.
Yeah.
If your definition of success, maybe you have a child that has mental challenges. Maybe you have a child that's autistic or is handicapped in some form. I know that's not politically correct, but you know what I'm saying. And your definition of success for that child is they're going to be able to get themselves dressed and feed themselves. Then what you do is going to be totally different than what you do with this child.
Yeah.
And so I think the biggest thing for a new homeschool mom and dad, moms and dads, is to write down that definition of success. And I know I said I'm bad at record keeping, but this is a record you need to keep. And I have done this. Write it down in a place that you can remember to look at it and remind yourself, what does it look like? What am I aiming for? Include physical, include spiritual, whatever is most important to you.
Yeah.
And especially just one or two things. What's the really key thing for you? So that as we're moving through and your child is doing things and you're wondering if you've failed their lives and your lives and everything's unfixable and in the tank, and you can look back and say, oh wait, here's my definition of success, and look, we're actually kind of there. I had an experience with Alyssa several years ago. I was going to present actually at one of your things, and I was so stressed about it. I was feeling like this big hypocritical mom of, how can I go tell them to do this when I've just failed my whole family? What am I going to talk about? I don't know. And I was just saying, oh, I think I failed everyone. Nothing's working the way it's supposed to. And Alyssa must have heard me venting. I think she was about 17 or 18, probably around 18. And she looks at me and says, Mom, do you think I'm a failure? And so, as you look at it, she didn't graduate from high school.
Yeah.
She wasn't planning to go to college. She did some math, but her math level was probably, maybe 9th grade level. And, some people look at it and say, man, you failed. You failed big time. But then I look at her and I see she's coaching and directing Shakespeare, mock trial, speech and debate. She can speak on any topic and persuade any audience to anything pretty much.
Yeah.
She studies, understands, and debates law and coaches that. She coached a mock trial team. They didn't have an attorney coach, which most of them do. And the judge told her, he said, I am so impressed. She was like 18. I'm so impressed with how well your group is doing. She had like a really young group that was kind of junior high level, but they were competing at high school level, went up against these seniors and came away like 1 point away.
Wow.
He was so impressed and really commended her for how well she had interpreted the law and done coaching, especially without an attorney coach.
Wow.
So, I look at that and think, do I consider her a failure?
Yeah, no failure.
I don't think she's a failure.
Yeah.
No, she's not a failure. Yeah. So if she's not a failure, maybe I'm not entirely a failure either, right?
That's right. That's right.
But I also looked at what was my success. My measurement of success was they become leaders. They learn how to think. They learn how to live by the Spirit and learn by the Spirit. Yeah. Learn how to think and how to learn. And she had shown that all along the way. And if I didn't have that in mind, that was my vision, I could have easily thought, oh man, we totally failed.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have.
But she's not a failure.
Yeah.
Her life and path are different, but they're not a failure. And so I think that's the biggest message I want people to understand and internalize is you have to follow the Spirit for you and your family. Yeah. You define your measure of success with the Spirit for your family, and you move along that path. And it's going to look different than your neighbors. It's going to look different than other homeschooled families. It's going to look different than anybody's.
Yeah.
But that's okay because each of us is on a unique journey. No one's journey is exactly the same, even though we can journey together along that way. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that would be my message to especially new moms or old moms. I can say it because I'm an old mom, but not really old, just mature and seasoned, experienced moms.
That's right.
We have to remember that and look at that and go back to that measurement and remember the Lord wants us to succeed. And He's not here to make us fail, but even our failures can be part of that success.
Yeah. Everything's a learning experience.
Because we're here to learn.
Yeah.
It's all about school and learning.
Being called to learn.
Called to learn. That's right.
Yeah. We're called to
That's
learn.
right.
Yeah. Fail or success.
And
learn.
most people that homeschool have that calling there. You don't just dive in and say, "Oh, that sounds fun." I mean,
it's going to be hard.
Most people we talk to say, "I would never homeschool." That's what they said to start off with.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely something the Lord's called us to, and we have to trust that and trust our children.
To be notified of our newest YouTube videos, be sure to click the subscribe button here. Head over to our new website for the latest gifts and promotions. For more videos like this one, click this playlist here.